Hey, y'all, what's up? AKC here, and today we are back with another review. And today, as you can see, I'm reviewing OK Computer by Radiohead. Now, you might be wondering, why am I reviewing this? Everybody's already talked about this album. It's really one of the most famous, not only rock albums, pop albums, but also just albums in general of all time. Often considered one of the best, or straight out the best album of all time. I don't fully, this it's not my favorite. And I kind of don't see how this can be the best. I can see it's one of the best, but the best album of all time. It's still very good. It's still very, very good. And, let me just get right into it. So this is gonna be my 100 video, 100 video special. This is my 100th video, and I didn't know what the heck to do for it. I was thinking to do one of my other favorite albums. This is one of my favorite albums, don't get me wrong. But honestly, I think I'll do like my favorite albums for when I have a certain milestone of subscribers. So here we are with OK Computer. It's a classic. Let's get right into it. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff people have already said about this album that I don't even know if I can add anything to it. I think the only thing I can add is my perspective. And in my opinion, this album is so cold and dissonant, but also luscious as heck. And it's kind of hard to explain, since a lot of the songs on here sound very cold and wintry and anxious. Like, for example, Paranoid Android has literally the word paranoid in it. It's a very aggressive and sporadic type song, pretty much exactly representing the lyrics of him being paranoid. He has all these voices in his head. He doesn't know what's happening. It perfectly describes what kind of mindset he was trying to get you into, get behind in this song. There's all the songs like the opener, Airbag, which again has a very just luscious but also cold and desolate type sound. Like the guitars very much just hit you in the face. They sound very cold and rigid like ice, but the bass line dun 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 sounds so luscious and full of flavor. Another example of this is Subterranean, Homesick, Alien, which amazing vibe. Honestly, I really love the weird synth. That's not a synth, but the weird electronic type noise that's throughout the song. It makes it sound like not much like a snowstorm, but like snow is falling, and it just sounds very beautiful. Then why don't we go further into other songs like Exit Music for a Film, which I don't know if you know this, but this was made for the Romeo and Juliet movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. And holy shoot, why did they make this so good? At first, it starts off with this acoustic guitar part, and this is for the first 2 or so minutes in the song, and you're wondering, okay, where does this go? And then it just goes, and then just all of a sudden ramps up in intensity, and just perfectly shows honestly what the heck the movie was about. This actually sounds exactly like the movie. This perfectly fits the movie and everything. The ending of the movie, and about them running away, or in this case it would be dying, and honestly kind of perfectly fits into the moods and themes of the album of anxiousness, loneliness, and isolation. Then we go to another song called Let Down. I also think this is a very good track. I love the kind of complex guitar rhythms. It's just a lot of stuff goes on into it. Also, I think Karma Police is also very good. I think it was Electioneering, and man, this is a really insane track, and I think it's the perfect thing to bring you back in after Fitty or Happier. Kind of just talking about the monotonous of life, waking up, watching TV, eating, kissing your girlfriend, whatever. Just the monotonous of it all. And I love how they bring that back, because Karma Police kind of is ended off on a pretty, on the first side of the album, ended off on a pretty low key note. But Electioneering comes back in very hard, very aggressive, Just like these very aggressive type guitars, this percussion that sounds like a freaking can or something. I don't know, like the dun 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 dun. It's a very entertaining song, and they keep ramping it up. But another song, "Climbing Up the Walls," "Climbing Up the Walls" is very different from any other song on here, in my opinion. It's so dark, it's so grim. It just talks about how this person is like in this person's head, messing with them. No matter where they go, they'll see them. I love the ending part where I had like this guitar solo. It was like, this is a very complex, interesting song. Then we go to No Surprises, and I think this song is alright. I like how glittery and like honestly kind of happy it is. It is kind of lift your mood up a little bit instrumentally wise. It does lift your mood up after climbing up the walls. Then we go to Lucky, again a very good track. And finally the Tourist, and I love the Tourist because I love the way how he says the lyrics. Like, hey, where are you going? Where are you going? You just keep moving forward and forward. And yeah, it's just like it's just a very good song, and I think a very good closer, and it closes off the themes of this album really well, being anxious and, like I said, alienation and all this feeling alienated and paranoid and everything. Also, just like I said, I love the mood. It's very cold but lush and complex, and I love how he presents the themes, and like the way how the guitar sound. Sometimes the guitars can sound very soft and everything, but then they could go sporadic and mean and in front of your face. And like I said, in Paranoid Android, I also think the album cover very much fits the album. The sounds of the album. So overall, I really love this album. Definitely go check it out. If you're watching this video, you have already heard this album. So I don't need to say that. Yeah, I think from a final score, guess what? It's not a 10. It's actually a 9.5. Yeah, so for this album, I think the one weakness I think it has is most of the tracks I do remember, but some of them, like, for example, Lucky or Karma Police, I know that sounds criminal. Lucky or Karma Police, or even like Let Down, I just can't for the life of me remember them when I like think of them. When I listen to them in the album, I think, oh, okay, that's very good. This is very good. 8.5 and 9 type of song. But like, it just that's just pretty much the only complaint about it I have. I also think that sometimes like the pacing could be a little bit slower. But surprisingly, it's kind of weird because on some songs like The Tourist, I think the pacing is weird, but on most of the album the pacing is very nice. So I think it's a strong 9.5. Yep. Yeah, that's the review. I can't wait to see you for the next one. Happy 100 videos.